Well, alright. Welcome to another BumpmyStump's World of Tanks Xbox 360 replays. Yeah, that's getting a little odd, isn't it? We're in the T54E1. We're on Lakeville, and we're at a Tier 9 match, so we should have a fairly decent game here. We're going to move towards the town, because that's what good players do. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I guess good players could move the other way too, but I just think that the town is... I mean, I know you have to have both. You can't just leave the back wide open, but I think 2 or 3 tanks sitting back there can hold that. If they sit back around H1, H2, and just pop every tank that comes over the hill, that's all they gotta do. Just sit there, and they come over the hill, pop them. Come over the hill, pop them. You don't need 5 tanks back there, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, we're gonna move up to the southeast, top side of the town, and see what we can find up here. But as usual, if you look at my mini-map, there's only me and one other tank down here at this point. Now comes another one coming down now. And that little light in front of us that just got killed lit up a couple tanks. And I run into that pillar on that building like I do every fucking time. And I should be able to run right over that. But yeah, that's a complaint for another game. And then, the Comet picks up. Yeah, we're outnumbered. There's just me, the Comet, which is already dead, and one other tank at this point. So I'm not pushing up. I'm gonna sit back and give this Panther driver a pain in the ass. He loses track, repairs it, and gets the hell out of Dodge. That would have been the end of his game if he didn't repair his track, so he was pretty smart in that choice. We see a VK over there in front of us, and I'm gonna go up here and see if I can see a shot or anything. Nothing, no dice, no joy. That Patton sees me and he takes off, which that's a reoccurring theme when you're in an autoloader. The T71 sees me, he takes off because he doesn't know if I have 4 shells loaded. And at least now we get a little bit back up. There's 3 or 4 of us in town. So back to what I was saying though, the T69, T54E1, any of the tier 8, 9, 10 autoloaders, and probably any autoloader in the game, you know, eventually, when tanks see you, they have a tendency to bolt because they want no part of 4 shells being planted into them. So like him, he took one, and if I was a normal tank, he probably would have aimed at me and took a shot, but he figured out, you know, he's got 4 shots loaded for me, and he bolts. He just wants no part of me. T71 right there, you'd have thought he would have backed up. Took pretty much all of his health, and it's time to reload. And I wish I had a couple shots left here. In a second you'll see a VK fly across in front of me, and it's just, if I had the shots, he was so dead. Right here, you watch, boom goes his track, boom, you know, he was dead right there. 2 shots, he was dead. But I wasn't loaded. I was hoping he'd keep on coming out, but he comes out. By the time I'm reloaded, he hides, and a teammate takes the most of his hit points. So I see that T71 up there, and he doesn't have anything left. There's no sense in me wasting a shell on him, but I'm gonna go down here and ram the VK. That's my plan anyways, and he gets out of Dodge. So yeah, so right now we're kind of deciding, should I go top or middle? I see that T69 sitting there, and he needs some help. There's all kinds of reds around him. So we're going to go in here and see if we can get a shot on some of these tanks. Patton shoots at me, misses. Take 380 or so out of the E75. Take another big chunk out of him, and of course leaves 1 health, 1 hit point or something on him, of course. As always on this game. Always tend to leave 1 more shot. He's calling for an SOS, T69. I tell him to halt because I know that that E75 or E50, whatever it was there, was right there waiting to shoot him. And yeah, that's just how it goes. So it's not working out too good. So it's time to back up. We're outnumbered in the town. There's way too many red tanks up there at this moment. So we're going to scoot backwards here and find another a spot to take some shots. I expected him to come to my right there, But I pull back and there's a T95 right beside me and he's aimed the wrong way. And, you know, I'm on mic saying, T95, turn around, dude. Turn around, turn around, turn around. And I tried to help him out, hoping this T95 would aim at me or something, but, you know, this gun will barely ever pin. I could have tried for the cupolas, but I wanted to track him, so I tried to do the track deal and didn't do it, of course. There's not much else I can do to help that T95. You know, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The other T95 pushing up against him. And for the next 2 minutes of this game, I do absolutely nothing. There goes the T95 right there. I come up here and I take out the E75, which I wasn't reloaded yet, but as soon as I get reloaded, he's dead. And I turn around and try to get a shot on this Patton, and he stops just as I shoot. A little bastard. No bastard. And I'm waiting for him to come back out, but he's a smart player. He's the one that ran earlier when he saw me. And right now, I know he's thinking, is he reloaded? I don't have a clue. So I decide, well, I'm going to push around. I'll reload and push around behind him. But then I look at the map, and the game is fairly even. They're up by 1 tank, but there is no one on my side of the map. I know there's a T95 down there. There's a Patton down there. And I've got no cover. I mean, I've got cover. I have no backup whatsoever. So what you're going to see here is me sit here for the next, oh gosh, got to be at least a minute or two. I'm fully loaded, and I'm just waiting for that Patton to come up around. I figured he's either going to come behind me or he's going to come up in front of me. Knowing that I have tanks in my base, I'm assuming he's going to make a move around the way I'm aiming. But nothing happens. So I sit here and contemplate suicide, death, world politics, world peace, whether or not, you know, Obama's a dipshit. Well, I already know the answer to that one, but, you know, we won't go there. But, yeah, I'll sit right here and probably go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich here for the next few seconds. But I keep on looking at the map, trying to get an idea. The 3 tanks, 3 of the 5 tanks or whatever that went death row are still sitting there. They haven't gone up over the hill. They've done pretty much their job, I guess. They've kept the enemy from advancing. But right now the enemy is advancing into our base the other way. So one of them should have turned around and come to help, but he didn't yet. But I see that, I believe, probably the Patton is near our flag, so it's time for me to move. He wasn't coming around to get me. He took off. But I still know that T95 is down here, so yeah, I'm going to try to go in behind him somehow. And I'm thinking he's probably halfway to our base by now. But I waited longer than I thought. He's pretty much in our base. I mean, for the most part. So, but that gives me some good shots at him. I don't know why that didn't penetrate. 400 there. And of course, track damage there. And 428 there. So we took him down, you know, almost 1,000 out of him. So he's got a teammate up beside him, and I've got to reload. And finally, I believe that team out back in Death Valley, Death Row, has done their job and pretty much taken out everything back there. So the only 2 left are the 2 destroyers. Now, only thing left is 1 destroyer, which is the T95. And I'm loaded, so it's time to move forward and go take a shot at him. Of course, that's what everyone else is thinking too. But I don't know why I didn't go left right there and get right on him really quick, but I go to the right, thinking I get a better line of sight right up there. And I sink one into the side of him pretty quick. And of course, the track sees the next one bounces, and what do you know? The next one bounces, of course. So that's pretty much the end of my game. I go to hit reloading and for some reason hit halt. Once again run into a corner of a building that shouldn't be there, and that's the end of the game. It's pretty much what the T54 should do. You don't sit there and take on tanks head to head, because you'll die. You take your shots, you get back, you move somewhere. Take your shots, get back, move somewhere. You know, take a few more shots, go somewhere else. We'll get a mastery badge, 80%, 44,000 silver, 6,000 with a multiplier, 6,400 with a multiplier. Took 1,100 out of that Panther 2, almost 800 out of the E75, 1,250 out of the T95. So yeah, we end up having a 4,300 damage game with only one kill. Only good enough for third place on the team. But if you look down at the damage received, 697, damage dealt out, 4,300. That means it's a good game if you know who I am. You know, that's where I base my replays on. And that's a good enough game to put on YouTube. 21 hits, 15 penetrations, 25 shots fired. So yeah, overall fairly decent game. Not the best game in the world. I would hope to have hit 2, maybe 3 more of them shots in that T95, which would have made a big difference. But overall it was good enough. You know, we played the way we should have. We took barely any damage really. We kind of like Rocky Balboa, you know, jab and move, stick and move. Take your shots, get out of dodge, move to another position, take some shots, move to another position, take some shots. So usually these autoloaders work out well that way. And yeah, this game is proof. As usual, rate, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, tell me what I did right, tell me what I did wrong. And when you're on that battlefield in your American autoloader, stick and jab, stick and jab. Or is it stick and move, stick and move? Shoot the red ones.